3, 2, 1. And are you nervous?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Don't worry, you're going to do fine. You're going to do really good. And we're live now. So, what's your name?
Hello, guys. My name is Thelma, known as Thelma Love.
Thelma Love. I seen you. So, how's your day?
My day was busy. I woke up at 5 in the morning, went to work by 7, and then took my daughter to dance. Then I had to go Valentine's Day shopping for my daughter's school. Now I'm here.
So you had a busy morning being a mom, right? I could imagine.
Yes.
So I seen you enrolled her in ballet, or what is it?
Yeah, she does different kinds of dances. She does ballet, jazz, and acrobatics.
Okay.
Something, yeah.
And how's that been like?
She loves it. She has a lot of energy. She hasn't been diagnosed, but the doctor is gonna do some tests maybe next month, because she might have ADHD, something like that.
Yeah.
And she has a lot of energy. It's hard for her to concentrate. So they told me this was gonna help her.
And how do you feel about that? Like, how old is she again? If you don't mind me asking.
She is 5 years old.
5 years old.
Yes.
And how do you feel about that?
How do I feel? Honestly, I kind of knew, because she's always had a lot of energy. I mean, you know, Camila, she has a lot of energy. Like, she never stops. So if she wakes up at 5 and she sleeps at 1, she has energy all day. She's talking all the time. And so I kind of knew, but it was just about, she had to be 5.5, I think, for her to be diagnosed.
Okay. And how old were you when you had Camila?
I was 22.
22. And how was that like? How was the whole experience?
It was hard.
Why?
It was hard. It was really hard. I've never wanted to have kids. Sorry, Camila. But I never wanted to have kids. I've always wanted to just go to school and just travel the world with my husband or my boyfriend, and then she happened. Then she changed my life. And after I had her, I went through a really bad depression for years. So, I mean, the pregnancy in general was really bad. I got preeclampsia. I got some, burn spots all over my body, and they did, biopsies and stuff, and they still didn't find out what it was, during my pregnancy.
So it just happened out of nowhere?
Yep. Just out of nowhere while I was pregnant. And then I got preeclampsia. I was, I was swollen, all the time. My clothes didn't fit. My shoes didn't fit. It was just a big change.
Hell no. So, that pregnancy stage was pretty brutal on you as well. As far as mentally and physically.
Yes. I think physically, while I was pregnant, it was really bad, just because all the struggles I was going on. But then after I had her, it was just it was in me. It was something that it was just eating me alive. And I just didn't know how to help myself until I was like, okay, I need someone to understand what I'm going through. And then, quick story, right? My husband knows this. Some of my friends, my really close friends, know this. I remember, Camila was 6 months, and then I remember going to her 6-month checkup, and then I was in the clinic, and I just started crying. I was bawling, crying at the clinic, and then one of the nurses saw me, and she was like, "What's going on?" And then they give you a little paper where they ask you from 1 to 0, from 0 to 5 or something like that. How sad do you feel or something like that? And then I just put 0. I'm like, I feel horrible. I don't know what to do with my life. I feel hopeless. And then that went on for many, many years.
So this would be considered postpartum depression, right?
Yeah, postpartum depression.
Yeah. See, because for myself, I experienced it with my son, but I don't think I handled it the correct way. I didn't really have an open mindset. I thought it was just oh, you guys are just faking it. And that was really wrong of me. Now looking back, because I've seen it with friends now, I've seen the struggles that they've gone through. And it's a lot. I could only imagine, because you're dealing with a life-changing experience. And us guys, we just, forgive my French, but we just put it in and that's it. We don't really worry about all that dramatic change till after, right?
Yeah. And And it's understandable, because you guys don't really know what we are going through. Like, we just complain because we don't know what we're going through either. We don't know how to help ourselves. Like, I remember my husband will ask me, like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? And I'll be just like, nothing's wrong. Like, I'm fine, and that's when a lot of problems started, because nothing was wrong that he know of, but everything was wrong. And I wasn't able to be open-minded because I would always think, like, he's not going to believe me. Nobody's going to believe me. And until I got help, it just got really bad that, like, I started having, like, suicidal thoughts.
Oh, shit.
I attempted to commit suicide, and I had to get psychiatric help and mental help.
Yeah.
And I was on medication for about 2.5 years. So it was hard. So you asked me about pregnancy. I don't want to have kids again.
Never.
Never.
Which I don't blame you. I mean, like, what you guys do is phenomenal. I mean, us guys will never be able to represent that in any physical way. I know being a dad has a certain limits because mom, you guys, again, go through everything. And I really do appreciate you guys in general. And I'm sorry that you felt that way and that you were going through that feeling. So what kind of helped you get out of that cycle?
I will always say my daughter, but also I will always say myself. I think that after spending a lot of money on therapy and choosing to spend a lot of money on therapy, because a lot of people say, no, therapy is expensive. I don't go because it's expensive.
Yeah.
But they go to In-N-Out and spend $35,
Yeah.
and you can go to therapy and it's $45, $35, it depends.
So, like, in a sense, putting prioritizations over yourself, over needs, wants, right?
Exactly. And then when I was going to therapy a lot, I was a single mom then. So, I mean, it was hard, to be able to afford therapy, but my therapy is amazing. Her name is Caroline. She is like an angel to me. I think she saved me from a lot of things, and she grounded me and she challenged me, and now I'm here. And I can say that I'm no longer depressed. I feel like I won, and my daughter won, my family won. It's not gonna make me cry.
It's okay. Don't worry.
No, I'm just really proud of myself.
Well, yeah, you should be.
And a lot of my friends tell me they're proud of me. My family tell me they're proud of me, But, and I know that it's not because I have a degree or I did it like something like a degree, for example. But it's just being alive to me. Just being alive, me siento yo orgullosa de mí misma. Y mis papás, they weren't aware of what was going on because I was depressed, but I was always worried that to hurt my parents,
Yeah.
I was always worried that my parents, like, they wouldn't understand. And I was going to feel worse, because as a Mexican, tus papás no entienden que la depresión es real, que no nomás lo estás inventando porque you're lazy or because you just don't want to get up.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just really can't get up, no matter what. No matter if my daughter was there, I didn't want to get up. I would remember spending all my money on Uber Eats because I didn't want to cook. And I love cooking.
Yeah.
and I would just order Uber Eats just so she could eat. But I wasn't eating. And when I would eat, I would just eat fast food. So I gained a lot of weight. This is not my heaviest. I've been heavier before. Oops. No. But it's been hard. But I actually just heard a song that it's called DPM. And it's supposed to be like, te tienes que dedicar un nombre, pero yo se le dedico a depression, that dice, cuando tú te fuiste, me fue de puta madre. And I, like, you have to listen to that song because it's it's exact. Le dedico esa canción a mi depresión because I'm so glad it's out.
Yeah.
It's out, and I'm happy, and I'm alive, and I am shining like a diamond.
Hell yeah, you are. And you're still healing. Healing is always a growing process, right? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm pretty sure you've seen yourself, like, self-success, right? With I'm pretty sure you created Thelma's Goodies during this time, right?
Yes, Goodies by Thelma. I started selling actually tostilocos and mangoneadas and stuff in my house because I was working full time at a clinic, but then I still needed money. You know, San Diego was so expensive.
Yeah.
I needed to pay my bills, so I just started selling tostilocos, mangoneadas, and then I've always liked like baking and cooking. I started baking, doing cheesecakes, cupcakes, cakes, etc. And the business is going.
Hell yeah, your cheesecakes are fucking fire. They're hella good. Everybody tried them. They're like, damn, that's good. Like, it's Thelma's. Yeah. Damn. So
you can never go wrong with Goodies by Thelma's cheesecakes.
Hell no. So when would you start doing this? Because you were working at the clinic, right? You were still going to Camila school, or was she not in school yet?
No, she wasn't.
Oh, so
I was.
It's still challenging because they're there. They need all the attention. I know.
They need the attention. In 2018, I think.
Mm-hmm.
2018, I started tostilocos, mangoneadas, doing all that, and then I started the desserts maybe 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's all I do now. I don't do tostilocos anymore, but I do all desserts.
And how's that been? Like, how's the clientele been based, or the learning experience?
I've everything I self-taught. I've never gone to classes or anything, but thankfully I have a lot of people that love me and support me, and they believe in me, even if they've never tried anything from me, you know. And I really appreciate that, and I value that because they got me to where I am now. I have clients messaging me for orders that I don't even know. You know, I don't even know, but they recommend, like, friends recommend me, other people recommend me from work. I make connections, and yeah, it's been good.
It's been good?
Yes.
So what do you say to a client or a new person that comes up like, hey, your prices are a little too expensive?
I said...
Or do you get that often? Or no?
You know what? I don't feel like they never told me, oh, your prices are too expensive, but they just leave me unseen. Or the typical, oh, I'm gonna talk to my husband and talk to you later, you know. But I did raise my prices maybe like about a year and a half ago, because I learned that I have to value my work and my time, and also the quality that I do for my work is it's good. You know, it's good and it's delicious, and I use quality ingredients too.
Yeah.
So it's a learning process. I used to give my K-pops for $1. Now they are $3.
Okay.
But I would spend doing a dozen of K-pops like 5 hours, and I would just win $12.
Oh shit.
You know.
Yeah.
So like I just had to start learning. You know, that I have to value my work, my time, and I think everybody should think like that. And just like I know, like a lot of people compare a small business with like Walmart or Bonds, etc. They buy the cake for $13 and I sell it for $90. But you know, machines make those.
Yeah, so they're not the same quality ingredients. Like también with love, so well.
Yeah, like I'm like, read the ingredients, girl.
Oh my god! And so going back to that, like, is there ever a time where you mess up, like making an order, and you got to start all over again, or was there any frustrating part within Thelma's Goodies by Thelma's?
Yes, actually, yes. I've had, I think maybe two major issues. One, I forgot an order, and my client messaged me that day, and I was like, oh my god, I had written you for the next. Then I had to schedule her for the next weekend, and it was for like her bridal shower. Oh, and she was my friend too. Well, kind of my friend, like I've known her for a long time, and that was bad. And then also I took an order for a cake, and I feel that I didn't manage my time, and the cake was delicious. I always bake an extra sheet of cake just to try it to make sure it's good.
Yeah.
But just I don't feel that I did a great job on the decorating, and it was for her daughter's first birthday. So now I have that in my head that when I'm a professional, I'm gonna make her a cake. And she knows who she is. She never messaged me to complain or that she hates me or she didn't, but
that's part of all the learning experience, right? I mean, you're going to learn to mess up. Unfortunately, sometimes the end product isn't the best results, but it's a learning experience, and how you bounce back from that mistake is what sets you apart from others, right?
Exactly. And you know what? And I do tell my clients, like, I'm not a professional, like, I'm a beginner, I'm baking, like, I can try to make it like that, but I never promise, like, a luxury cake. Not yet. We'll get there.
And then, so how about your partner? Has he been helping you out with these orders, or how's that as well?
Absolutely not.
I'm not trying to throw him in the bus.
Yeah, absolutely not. No, he doesn't really like it. He doesn't like the business so much. So I also understand that when you don't, I love to do everything with love, and I'm passionate about doing the starts and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why they always come out good, because my secret ingredient, let me give it to you, is love.
Exactly.
And if he doesn't, he's mad, imagine.
It comes out dope.
Yeah, le va a dar diarrea al cliente.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, he doesn't really help.
And then from there, now that Camila's in school,
yay.
And dance.
Yay.
Are you working somewhere else or no?
Yes.
Where are you working at?
I am working at a logistic company. It's a trucking business.
Oh, that's a big difference change from cake to logistics.
I know. My family has always been in this business, but I've always been like la cabecita dura. I've always said, like, I'm never gonna work in that business. It's not for me. I want to bake forever.
Yeah.
And honestly, now that I'm in this, I love it. And I'm so good at it too. I'm like a customer service representative and dispatch. I'm a little bit of everything at the office. It's really small. But I'm learning a lot that I can implement in my business too. Like
what, if you don't mind me asking?
Like for example, like the billing part, or how to create connections, and many more.
So, going from there, when do you cook, or do you still cook as much or not as much?
La neta, no.
No?
No, es que no tengo tiempo. I know it's an excuse.
Yeah.
But I just rather go and buy something. I try to cook like on the weekends, like for my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Just para no perder la práctica.
But there's nothing wrong with that, right? You need your personal time, right? Yes. So how do you find your personal time with all this going on now? Because being a mom, being a partner,
I shower for like an hour and a half.
You're like, do not disturb.
Do not disturb. No, my daughter still disturbs. But you know what? I think I just have to adapt to this new routine first before I start managing like my own time and stuff. Because I know that I am prompt to like depression, mental health, have a really bad anxiety. So, but I'm just getting into the routine. I've been working there for almost a month. So it's just getting there. I'm getting there, working on it. Okay.
And then do you ever find yourself like going back into that little depression cycle here and there, or no?
I think so. I overthink a lot because I'm a controlling person, maybe. Like I want to know everything, and I want to make sure that everything's done how I want to do things. And that's not okay all the time, because it causes issues on myself, maybe my partner, my daughter, because I expect things that done the way I want to do them. But maybe I don't communicate, that I want them this way. And when I do, and they don't do them, it just gives me anxiety.
But I think that comes in a relationship, right? I think that's where you kind of have to compromise, right? What each other can go for, what's boundaries, right? What you're willing to push your boundary to. And do you feel like that happens a lot, or no?
I think a relationship is just a learning process.
Fuck yeah.
Sometimes you just want to get divorced and break up, but the next day you're like, okay, fine. Maybe I exaggerated, Maybe, and not like I am putting, ¿cómo se dice? Like excuses.
Yeah.
But we do exaggerate sometimes, especially when you're mad. You say things that because you're mad and you don't really mean them, And I feel in relationships that happens a lot. And also, I remember, I mean, when we were younger, my husband and I, like, I remember telling my friends everything. I'll get mad at my husband because he left the clothes on the floor. I'll tell my friends, and they will be like, "Oh my God, he's the worst," or this and that, and you take it. I'm like, "Oh my God, that's true."
Well, yeah, it's like worst. It's influence, it's an influence, right? Yeah, and it's really bad.
And it's bad.
Oh yeah.
And as I took therapy, like I said, like my therapist, she challenged me a lot, and she told me, "Stop victimizing yourself. Stop victimizing yourself because you are not perfect. He is not perfect, and nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
It's your choice to be with who you are. It's your choice to make the decisions you make. It's always your choice." And that's when I'm like, oh my God, it's true, I used to blame him a lot, blame him a lot.
Pobrecito.
Yeah, la neta. Ni tan pobrecito. No, pero sí, like everything, like probably my friends, they know all my stories, all my sad stories, like a million times, I repeated them a million times and victimizing myself, and they will be like, yeah, fuck him.
Have you ever have you ever like find yourself like getting mad at him for something, and it turns out that something you ended up causing? Como
no, I'm always right.
Can you all right? Can you admit fault?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't used to.
No.
I didn't used to know. Yeah, I didn't used to, but now I do. And I'm like, I know I'm wrong, but listen, Linda.
I wouldn't have done it if you would have done that, right?
Exactly.
So technically, it's your fault still.
Yeah, and I think it's something that, like, in relationships, you always have to be like
learning. And growing.
Learning and catching yourself too. It's good to catch yourself when you're just blaming the other person and you're not even giving them a chance, to like tell you what happened, what's wrong, or
But I feel like that goes into being able to forgive, right? Forgive and forget, right?
I don't really believe in that saying.
Why?
I don't know. I don't.
Just me speaking, right? Because I believe if you forgive, right, you're not holding on to it. And you got to forget a little. I think you got to forget some of it, but not be totally blind. I mean, an eye for an eye type of thing. It's kind of bad.
I feel that you learn to forgive. But to forgive and to know that
there's a possibility
that you chose to forgive, and whatever happens after, like never TBT, never throw it back to whatever happened in 1994,
Yeah.
Because you chose to forgive. And you're always going to remember, because everything that went bad is going to be in your mind. You don't forget it, but you're choosing to be there.
And that goes back to, you said you did mention that you were a single parent for a time being, right?
Yeah, we were, my husband and I were separated for about 2 years.
Yes, sir.
Pues la vida, chico. We were really young when we got together. We were 16, both of us. And, when you're 16, you don't know what life. You don't know nothing. And we just were stuck to each other. And just, it gets toxic. It got really, really, really toxic.
So you guys started dating in high school?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
High school sweethearts.
Yes. If you count those 2 years we were separated, we've been together on and off 13 years in October.
Hey, more love to you guys. Yeah. That's tough, right?
Yeah. Like, sometimes I'm like, I wish we met, like, maybe when we were older, because, you're mature more and but things happen for a reason, I guess.
But it's been a learning process overall with everything. I mean, like, I think you guys grown together. You guys know what you don't like about each other, in a sense, like pet peeves, right? Like, he doesn't like me. I'm not sure.
Chewing with his mouth open. Oh my God. Like this video if you hate people chewing with their mouth open.
It's not that bad. Just like,
I can't. Or slurping. Oh my God. He he does all that, but you know what? I'm choosing to stay there. I love him like that. No, honestly, I think that right now, sometimes it's funny because we fight for like the little things, you know, for little things like that. I'm just like, oh my God, you're so annoying. Stop showing with your mouth open. Or if he's gonna eat, I'm like, I'm gonna eat after you.
I see.
Yeah, I'm sometimes soy bien sangrona, la neta. Pero we are still learning and working, and we chose to be together. We're not a perfect couple. I can promise you that. You know, we still have problems and things to resolve, you know, to get better.
Yeah.
But we're working through it.
See? I mean, I think just like me speaking on previous relationships, high school stuff is pretty hard. I mean, because you guys meet when you guys are very immature in a sense. Some kids are mature and they're able to make it through their high school sweethearts and get married and live a happy life. But sometimes it's like that bumpy road of confusion, denial. But the fact that you guys are still together is kicking ass. I mean, you guys created a beautiful little girl, right? Who looks a lot like him.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. How do you feel about that when she came out like looking like him?
You know what? When they see me and Camila together without meeting Hugo, they're like, "Oh my God, she's identical like you." You know, like son igualitas.
Uh-huh.
Then they see Hugo and they're like, "Never mind, never mind." And you know what? I mean, she got his looks, but she got my brains.
There we go.
Yeah. That's what matters.
So for you right now, right? Camila's getting 5. She's getting in school. How's that been the whole experience of seeing her like develop even more?
She's so smart.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. You know, she talks like an adult. She has conversations like an adult. She has questions all the time,
mm-hmm.
like 100 per second. And I think, I mean, her starting school help her a lot because she was used to just like at home babysitting.
Yeah.
And she had any connection with kids. Like she will see a kid at Walmart and she'll be like, "Oh, my best friend, my best friend that I met at Walmart." And I'm like,
well, okay, no.
You know,
yeah.
I had to teach her, you know, like the stranger danger one, you know, like if I don't see you, they can steal you. Because
you gotta say El Viejito's gonna get you or something right there. Yeah. And then, does it ever hit you like, damn, like I'm a mom. Like I'm a mom to a little 5-year-old kid.
Every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I still don't believe it. You know, like my family, they still like make fun of me because they're like, la que nunca iba a tener hijos. You know, I was like that, like, nunca tengan hijos, nunca voy a tener hijos.
Mm-hmm.
And look at me now, 5 years old.
And
she's perfect and beautiful.
Exactly. She started her own YouTube channel con su papá y tú, ¿verdad?
Yeah, it's like, doing YouTube is hard. And then you don't get paid for it right away.
No, hell no. There's a whole systematic for monetization, and then top it off, like, I don't think what people understand is why a lot of people quit YouTube is because per 1,000 views is like $10. It's nothing, you know what I mean? So a lot of people get disgruntled and all that, but I mean, I do this for fun. You know, I do it for people to speak out, and like you, I'm pretty sure there's people that have questions. You mean, again, it just goes back to helping others. This is just the whole purpose for it. It's like whatever it comes out of it. I know last 2 episodes I was scolded not to say that, but honestly, I think as long as somebody's like helped and moved by your guys' stories, and that's the world to me.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. Thank you for inviting me. I didn't even say thank you. I appreciate it. I feel that I call myself, I always tell my family or my friends, I'm an influencer. And I'm not a celebrity influencer, but I'm an influencer maybe in my community because I know that a lot of people look up to me, you know, and they ask me questions. And now that I have my business, like friends that I know, and they want to start their own business, they ask me questions and they like, "I'm so proud of you. Look what you've done." You know, and that makes me happy. And that makes me feel like an influencer, you know, because I like to influence people, but in the good way. And I feel that it's been a long time since I couldn't do that, you know. And I'm glad to be here. I hope I make somebody laugh.
And then, all right, I'm gonna be your friend, right? I'm gonna be myself, right? Because I'm trying to open up calentura. All right,
yes.
según.
Best shakes.
What was one of the questions they asked you? Like, oh, like how'd you start selling, or where'd you start selling, or what do they ask you? What questions is, like, if someone wants to learn how to sell stuff or make stuff, what do they ask you?
I think the most, like, the prices,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the prices. And I explained them what I explained earlier, you know, about first I started doing my cake pops, for example, for $1,
Yeah.
you know, but then you start noticing that you have to, but also, for example, if I just started today doing strawberries or cake pops or a cake,
Yeah.
I can price them the price that I price them right now. One, because
Nobody knows you.
nobody knows me, and I don't know if the ingredients I'm using are quality. The what you're portraying, like the image you're portraying for
Yeah.
the desserts, you don't know if they're good quality, you know, because you're just starting. So it's a lot of factors, I think. But the most questions I get is where to buy my stuff, and I don't give that answer to anybody because you know, you have to have some like little secrets.
Secrecy about you, right? What makes you different from everybody else?
Exactly. But I do help them, like, you have to be consistent, which I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But when I just started, I was super consistent, like posting every day, like sharing every day. Like, people will be like, oh, like, I'm looking for this, and I'm like, oh, if you don't find anybody, try me, you know. And that's when I will have low prices, right? And I do that for this price, you know. And like, if you don't find anybody, I do this from this price, but I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
So you just have to be consistent and promote yourself. And with your friends and family, I made business cards, and I would just leave them out.
Did they help a lot, those business cards?
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, I seen that you did some pop-up events and like down in Chula Vista. Like, how was that? How'd you even get informed about going there, and who'd you talk to, or if I wanted to go that route, technically speaking, right?
Which you can, because you need permit. But I have a friend that I met at a mom's group, and one day she saw that I was doing desserts, and she messaged me, hey, at my restaurant we're doing like a farmer's market, and I would love for you to be there. And I was like, oh my God, no way. And then I went for the first time, and it was a success. You went.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay.
A lot of my friends and family went. I'm always supported by my friends and family, thank God.
Were you nervous going for the first time?
Yes. I was nervous because there was other people selling desserts too, you know.
Yeah.
They don't know me. I'm a small business, you know. Only in my community I'm known. So I was so nervous, but I sold out, thank God.
Oh, yeah.
I always choose to do pop-ups when there's a like a holiday.
Yeah.
You know, so I was busy with orders, and then the first time, so I didn't have a lot of different stuff to show at the pop-up, but everything that I did show sold out, and everybody loved it. I got new clients from that. I think I've done 3 pop-ups.
Yeah. Do you plan on doing it again or no? Clients.
Maybe.
You should. You should.
I know.
Because I'm pretty sure you made more connections as well with other boutiques, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I will also give away some of my desserts, you know, because that's how you make connections too.
Yeah.
People need to try your stuff sometimes too. You know, they can just trust you. Oh, you look nice. Oh, you're nice. Let me try your desserts.
So if I were to set up my tent right now, what would I need? What did you learn that you needed? Because I'm pretty sure you're like, oh shit, I forgot that.
Yes. I think maybe like a cooler with ice.
Cooler with ice.
Because I was selling Jello, and of course you need a cooler so the Jello won't melt. You know. So yeah, some of it melt.
Okay.
And I think you would need. I didn't have forks or napkins.
So you needed like the utensils and okay. So it's a learning experience, right? I mean.
But the next time I had everything. Yeah, I had it. Next time I learned a lot from my first pop-up.
You know what I think would help a lot was like throwing kids party, right? I think you find out a lot of things that you don't need, like a lot of things you do need. Because when I threw Princess Party, I didn't have a canopy. It was hot as hell. I didn't have chairs. I was like, fuck me. The table. I was like, all right, this is just a whole mess. But I feel like that's a great learning experience as well to help out with this business adventure, right?
And especially like if you've never made a party before, you know. like at the beach.
It's stressful
It's
as fuck.
stressful. It's so plus the sand and stuff.
Yeah.
You know. I know my daughter loves parties. Like people say, like, no, don't make parties to your little ones. They don't want to remember, but she asks for it. You know, like
Mhm.
So I learned a lot from the parties too.
You see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay. Pues now you're in logistics, right? We're going to go back to this logistics. What do you hate about it?
I hate. Are my bosses gonna hear this?
No.
What do I hate about it? I hate that I wasn't trained.
The training.
I wasn't trained. I have it. I had experience because I worked in this business before at another company. Actually, when I was pregnant, I worked in another company, which sucked. I hated that job, but I needed it. You know, but I learned a lot. So that's what I'm implementing in this job. But they trust me a lot, and they always tell me I'm doing a good job. They appreciate me, and I think that eventually they will give me the tools so that I can do everything
to succeed.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned about like owning a trucking company, right? Would you ever see yourself going down that way as well?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's business there. Yeah, I think that in the long future, like that's like long dreams. I think that maybe buying trucks and stuff so I can get them to work.
Okay, so we're gonna go Thelma's future plan. So we're gonna get a company going, right?
Yeah.
Are we gonna do Thelma's goodies?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
We are. We are.
Do you plan to stay in San Diego or taking off?
San Diego for the rest of my life.
There you go. ¿Por qué?
Because the finest city.
Oh,
my English sucks, especially when I'm nervous, guys.
Nah, you're fine. You're fine. Y lo 15 por Camila.
Y los 15 de Camila, no, hombre, van a ser como los de... ¿Cómo se llama esa famous girl que tuvo sus 15?
¿Cuál?
Los 15 de...
Oh, Jenny 69?
No, la de México.
I fucking
La quinceañera. Ay, no. Look it up on Google. La quinceañera del año.
Oh my
It's
God.
10 more years. Time goes by fast.
I know. You're telling me.
I know, yeah.
Do you ever catch Camila like doing makeup?
All the time. She's destroyed many of my palettes.
And how do you feel?
I'm like,
whatever.
She's a baby.
Uh-huh.
She's just trying to be me.
Yeah. Of course. Mommy's little girl.
Mommy's little girl. But I do get mad.
Yeah.
I do get mad. She knows me. She knows my sign. When I'm mad, I'm like, I don't even have to talk. I'm like 1, 2, 3.
And that's it.
Oh, she knows that she gotta.
So, what's one thing you wish you would have known back then that you know now?
There's so many things.
Like if someone is going through what you went through, the postpartum. I know you mentioned the mommy's group. Not too familiar. What is that? I've heard of it before, but you want to enlighten me what it is exactly?
I was in a mom's group, Mother's Adventures, actually.
Oh, wow.
It was called Mother's Adventure. I was one of the administrators there.
Mm-hmm.
And it helped me. It kind of helped me, but it also didn't, you know. But it just, at the moment, it helped me because it gave me the support I thought I needed. So a lot of those friends that I made helped me be right here, right now, you know. And a lot of them are super me protegen mucho, and they don't like the decisions that I've made, you know, as of right now, because everything they saw me gone through, you know. But also it influenced me to make decisions I didn't want, but I will make them because because they would tell me so many things, and I'll be like, oh my God, you're right. Fuck him. Right? Fuck him.
Yeah.
So, I don't, what was the question?
The question is, what advice would you give somebody that's going through a tough time right now? Like going through the postpartum or seeing their life change mentally and physically through this whole...
First of all, never believe when people say put the baby first before you, because that's not truth. You know, you are so much more important, and not because the baby doesn't matter, but because once you stop being yourself, everything else goes wrong, because it's a 1 month old. It's a newborn that needs you so much. I remember I didn't shower my daughter for like the first 6 months. Like I didn't want to carry her. I didn't want to, like, I will have her in the bassinet the whole time because, babies only sleep like the first year. But she will only sleep. She will wake up. I'll feed her a bottle. I was breastfeeding for like 6 weeks. But only like I will pump and give it to her in the
thing.
little thing because I don't know, it was something weird that we didn't bond. We didn't bond at the beginning for the first 6 months maybe. And I will cry and I'll cry and I feel that. And she was such a perfect baby. She didn't cry. She would sleep all night and everything. And I was just bad. I was just sad and I wasn't taking care of her. Like, or I feel not that I wasn't taking care of her. I was.
Yeah.
But I wasn't giving her the love she deserved, And if you tell me, I just want to go back to those 6 months so that I can enjoy her and give her all the love she deserved at the moment. And also to all the moms, like my mom, my mom, or the moms of all those daughters that have kids. Like we just want your help and your love, but we're learning to, when our parents had us, they didn't know how to be parents either,
Yeah.
And when people judge you and like tell you like the littlest thing and you're going through depression, you feel like que te están ahorcando. You feel that you get so like upset because you fear they're telling you you're wrong, and they are trying to to be nice to you, but they're really not helping. They're making a lot of things worse.
Yeah.
When I opened up to my parents about my depression was when I moved in with them, maybe in October of 2020, I think. I moved in with them.
So this was fairly recent when you guys had that conversation.
Yes, it was really recent. And I moved. I still had my apartment, but I went through a miscarriage in 2020.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
And and I went back to like that depression, how I felt. I just didn't know what to do. I felt lost. I just didn't know what to do, And my mom doesn't know this, but now she might know. But my dad knows, I was able to open up to him. My dad has been my best friend since I met him. And I was able to open up to him. And I told him, like, I don't want to tell my mom what's going on with me because she already knows that I'm depressed, so I don't want to put more load into her. I don't want her to worry about me. Yeah. That's why I never opened up about my depression with them, because first I didn't want them to tell me, I know, you're ¿cómo se dice? Like,
you're making an excuse.
You're making an excuse, or just get better. Échale ganas. Tú puedes,
Yeah.
Like when people tell you that, it just
fucking sucks.
Yes, you're just like, okay, sí puedo.
Like, sure, right?
I'm happy now.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I felt that my world was going down, and I couldn't sleep at my house by myself. I had to go back to my parents.
That's right. You were going from City Heights all the way down south, right?
No. My parents still live in City Heights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had my apartment maybe down the street from them, but I was just paying for it. But I just had my stuff there until they decided to get a house at Norton, right? Down south. And I moved in with them. And then the rest is history. Things happen. I don't no longer live with them, but it's been a ride.
It sounds like a ride.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, I would change a lot of things. And, like a lot of people say I wouldn't change a thing, but I do.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But heck, yeah, I will. It's not easy.
Yeah. I think coming like from your perspective as well, like I know parents are heavily influenced in the decisions you make. I know breaking off from me being a mama's boy when I was during the early years fucking sucked. I mean, it didn't suck. Let me rephrase that. It was very tough mentally because I wasn't the one making the decisions in a sense, which makes me a little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's just being honest, and I get why girls don't like mama's boys because you guys smell it.
Yeah.
I mean, but I know my mom's come from a good spot, good heart. You know what I mean? And parents are always gonna want what's best, but who knows what's best is yourself, right?
Yeah.
And but I think you're right. You're taking that charge of making your decisions to make yourself happy and fuck everybody else is what matters, right?
And it took a while,
Mm-hmm.
but I was always listening to somebody else's opinions on what I should do with my life. And maybe you should do this, maybe. And until, like I said, my therapist, she challenged me. She told me, you are Thelma and you own yourself. Nobody owns you. You make your own decisions. If, at the end of the day, if I'm sad, I'm going to be sad. I'm going to feel it. Other
Mm-hmm.
people could see that I'm sad and they're going to try to tell me, oh, tú puedes. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. But I just didn't want to be there anymore. I wanted to do what Thelma wanted to do. And I just shut everybody down. I stopped telling everybody like how I felt, or the people that I knew that was going to give me my opinion when they were going to give me their opinion when I wasn't asking for that. I just wanted to vent.
Yeah.
And then I had one friend, my friend Janet. You must know her.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that she's been the only friend that no matter what, she's always respected me a lot. And she always tells me she looks up to me, And, but she's one of those friends that you didn't know you needed, but then you need,
Yeah.
I told her the other day, I'm like, I imprinted on you, okay? I'm like a wolf. I imprinted on you because you have been like a rock. Like I'm the paper that's flying away and you're the rock that you're like, no, you're not gonna go anywhere. You deserve to be alive. Like you make me happy. That you being alive makes me happy. I'm proud that you're the best mom to Camila. I'm proud that you're a great friend and you're a great daughter. And she always has positive things to say instead of judging me.
Of course, yeah.
Like, and she reminds me of me because I remember when I was going through depression and like friends would come will ask me for like my opinion. I remember just listening to them and just telling them like you're beautiful, you're great, you're intelligent, you're smart, you're brave, you got this.
Yeah.
You will get through this when you're ready. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you that a therapist helped me. Helped me be where I am right now, but I'm not gonna tell you that what you're doing is wrong. And I feel that she's the only friend that did that for me. That she wasn't a yes friend.
Yeah.
She wasn't. And I feel that I learned a lot from her. Now I'm like that to her, and sometimes she's like, "That's not what that's not what I wanted to hear."
Yeah.
But
It's like she holds you accountable, and
yes. And those are the kind of friends you need.
Yeah.
And I used to have a lot of friends, like a lot of friends, and now I have a lot of people that I know.
Acquaintances.
Yes. That, but I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of that, but I have very, very little friends. Very little friends. And I love it. I love it. I know now I know who to give my time.
Yeah.
I choose who I give my time to. And I don't feel pressure or sad or bad because I didn't hang out with certain people, but just because there's other people that deserve my time,
You're being true to yourself, and I think that correlates to everything that you've done, whether it be cooking, this administration, the logistics aspects. You have control, and you've been true to yourself, which has helped you move on, right? And I think that's very amazing that what you got going on and this whole growth process, and let growth, health, and happiness find your way. I mean, because I know a lot of great things are going to come your way as well. I see it. Just don't beat yourself up a lot, because you already gone through a shit ton of shit, right? Yeah. We all do. And the last person we need is ourselves, beating ourselves up, because waking up itself is fucking hard. I get it.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what? I wake up and I pray. I thank God every day. Mm-hmm. And also I think God is my bestie too. God helped me get through this too. There's a time I didn't believe in him anymore. I was like, I mean, if you love me, just take me. I can't handle this anymore, take me. But then he showed me why, why I had to wait so long. I still don't understand why it took so long, but I'm here and I'm happy and I am thriving and, I'm happy. I'm happy. Right. I can say I'm happy. I'm not perfectly happy, because I wish I was a millionaire and stuff.
Fuck, who doesn't?
But I'm happy with who I am and what I'm doing right now. And I don't care what anybody says.
There we go. And that's it for the night. Estamos. Pues, thank you so much for coming out. I really do appreciate your time. And again, good things are going to come. Just keep your head up. Because you got the little one looking, all right? She's always looking and she's looking up. And they're not stupid. Yeah. They pay attention to everything.
She does. She does. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm still nervous.
But it's all right, guys. So just in case you guys do want to see her cooking stuff, or baking stuff, let me be political or correct. It's goodies.
My desserts and my treats.
All right. What is it called?
At Goodies by Thelma. And I only have Instagram for that, and then my influencer page.
Pues ahí estamos. So I see you soon. You know what I mean? And we'll be ordering for Valentine's.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm completely booked.
There we go.
I'm completely booked. Bye, see you for Easter.
There you go, Easter.
Bye, guys.